So this first Tai Chi element is called raising the power. And we begin with our feet at approximately shoulder width distance, toes pointing forward, knees just slightly bent, body upright. And as the knees and ankles flex just slightly a little more, the arms come away from the body with very soft hands and wrists. And they come up to a height of about the shoulder height. The palms then turn to face out. And as you straighten your legs, your palms come down, gently stretching. The timing of the arms hitting body is when the legs are nearly straightened. As the ankles and knees bend again, the arms float away, very soft wrists, as if the back of the hands were paintbrushes painting up. They roll over an oval shape, and then they paint on the way down as you gently straighten the body, but you don't lock the joints. And you continue this for a couple cycles. The breathing is natural. The effort is moderate. The head stays very comfortable on top of the shoulders. The breathing does not have to be coordinated with the movements, but you're aware of comfortable, deep breathing, enjoying the exhalation as much as the inhalation. And we'll do 3 more cycles. The arms going out, painting on the way up, turning the hands over, all 5 fingers awake, as if each part of the brush meets this invisible canvas. You have a little sense of the spine stretching as you sit and relaxing as you get taller, hanging your vertebra. And 1 more cycle, deeply connected to the ground, very stable, rooted. Feeling the connections through the whole body. The hands come to a place of rest at your side. You take a few breaths and notice the sensations in your body. This next Tai Chi movement is called wave hands like clouds. And we begin with the feet parallel, comfortable shoulder width apart. And we begin with the Tai Chi pouring, bending one ankle and knee and just letting the weight pour there and then pouring to the other side. We do that once or twice just to get the Tai Chi flow. Now we're going to slow it down for a moment. When we get to this leg that we're standing on, pause and keep the knee where it is and just slightly turn the belly in the direction you're bearing weight. So closing of the inguinal fold. Then you pour your weight to the other side. And when that knee is aligned over the foot and feels stable, you turn your belly without shifting weight in the same direction you're bearing weight. And you shift from side to side, creating this very gentle massage deep in the hips and groin. Turning as you bear weight on the same side, pouring, keeping easy to let the juices flow through all your joints, hanging your spine, breathing comfortably. And after a couple cycles, we begin to add an arm. So whichever leg you're bearing weight on, you bring that arm up in front of your belly as if it's a paintbrush. And as you shift across, you're painting with the brush, passing the belly area, flipping the brush over, bringing it up to your chest height, and then painting with the back of the hand across the chest. And you complete this oval shape by letting the arm drop, and you're coordinating the shaping of this oval painting or calligraphy as you shift back and forth with a modest turning of the waist. Throughout this very smooth, easy movement, you're not straining any of your joints. You're letting your head stay comfortable on your torso. You're breathing naturally. Your feet feel like they're being massaged. And the sensations, these waves, propagate through your body as freely as possible. At the completion of the rising of the arm here, we pause with the hand in front of our shoulder. We turn the hand over, and as if it was a little parachute, it just floats down, and you observe the sensations as they descend. Take a breath. And then we begin on the opposite arm. So we shift the weight. The hand crosses low, across the navel, painting. Without straining the shoulders, the hand floats up. Back of the hand paints as it crosses your heart, and then it flows back down. coordinating the weight shift, the turn, and the arm movements. Feel all the fingers involved in this imaginary painting. The back of the hand gently stretching open as it meets this imaginary canvas, and the front of the hand. The circles get smoother and smoother as you relax your shoulders, your chest. And you're increasingly more sensitive to the connections from the bottom of the feet, through the turning waist, through the chest, all the way out to the fingers. Do one more cycle, keeping the necks relaxed, the breath comfortable, and pausing with the hands in front of your shoulders and just letting the hand float down. And we'll finish by doing both hands together. So the lower hand is always going to cross over in front of the navel, across the chest, and we do these in phase. And the feeling and the name of the movement is the hands waving like clouds, or as if they're floating in the clouds. It's a wispy movement. But throughout, you still feel grounded, your feet connected to the earth, your spine nice and open, these gentle waves washing through your body, and your breath natural, comfortable, nourishing. And as you complete the move, both your hands finish in front of your shoulders. Your palms turn to face down, and they float down like little parachutes. As you feel your feet on the ground, you feel your whole body, feel your breathing. And you rest for a few moments and notice the sensations in your body. This next Tai Chi movement is called withdraw and push. And we want to take what's called the bow stance, or the 70-30 weight distribution stance. So we begin that by shifting all our weight to one leg. And when that empty leg is free, we turn those toes out from the heel about 30 or 45 degrees. Then we shift our weight to be supported in that turned out stance. And the other foot steps forward, but importantly, maintaining the width between our heels, as if there's a railroad track between our heels that maintains that shoulder width. In the forward position, there's about 60 or 70% of the weight in the front leg, and the knee is aligned over the foot. So you feel stable, but you're not bearing too much load in your knees. The hips are soft, so you're sitting as if you're in one of those jolly jumpers that little babies sit in, so the pelvis has a little boing in it. And then the spine just hangs. And we bring the hands up in front of the chest to this gesture of pushing. Not too far forward, not too close. Hands are open, spine is open. In this first phase of withdrawing, we shift the weight back and just let the hands float down. And all the weight shifts back without much of a turn of the pelvis. The hands find a circular loop up as you begin to shift your weight forward. They start to turn out. And before you get to 60 or 70% forward, the hands are in the push gesture. And we create this continuous loop to practice the Tai Chi principles in this withdraw and push gesture. As you're going forward, you can pay attention to your hands opening and stretching a little bit. And as you're shifting back, emphasize the deep relaxation of all the joints. And as you're shifting forward, the hands and palms open gently. And as you're shifting back, there's a deep relaxation. And now you can copy-paste this quality in the palms through your whole back as if your spine were a series of knuckles. So the ribs open, the spine bones with your hands, and then they relax. Throughout these movements, you feel grounded, your feet are soft, being massaged. The pouring feels continuous, like you have an inner ocean flowing through your body. Your head sits very comfortably on top, unbraced. And your breath is natural and not forced to any pattern, but you're aware of the gentle massage created by the inhale and the deep relaxation by the exhale. We do one more cycle, shifting the weight, opening the back, the hands, rooting to the earth. And then as you shift back, just resting on your back leg. You draw your foot back, you bring your feet to parallel, take a breath or two, and then we begin the mirror image on the other side. So now you shift your weight to the other side first. You turn your opposite toes out slightly. You shift to that leg for support and you advance the other foot forward, maintaining the shoulder width, pointing your toes straight forward. Your knee aligns over the foot again. You're sitting in this jolly jumper, what we call the quad. The inguinal fold is soft, the body's upright, and we bring the hands back up to the push gesture. As we shift back, the arms relax. We sit into the back leg, and as we shift forward, there's a pouring feeling. The hands open, the spine opens, and we repeat this 6 or 9 times, depending on whatever pace you're going at. Be aware of how your head sits on top of your shoulders, nice and easy. Be aware of how you're breathing, not forced, not labored, but also not unconsciously holding your breath. Feel the connections through your whole body, as if there's a direct link from the soles of your feet through your body to your palms. A very grounded, integrated push. And be aware of the relaxation phase as well as the gentle stretching phase. The yin and yang in balance. And one more cycle, coming forward for the push. Shifting back and resting deeply. Bringing your foot back, adjusting your feet to the parallel stance. And taking a few breaths and noticing the sensations in your whole body. This next Tai Chi element is called Grasp the Sparrow's Tail. And we begin with the same stance as the push. So we shift our weight to one side, turn the empty toes out to the corner slightly, shift back onto that leg and advance with the bow stance or the 70% shoulder width stance. About 60 or 70% forward, knee over the foot. In this position, the waist is pointing straight forward. Your belly button is pointing north. And we're going to start with just the foot and leg work, which is similar to wave hands like clouds, but in the bow stance. So with your weight staying forward, you turn your direction slightly in the direction that you're bearing weight. Then you shift your weight all the way back without turning your waist. Then you turn all the way to the side that you're standing on without shifting weight. Then you shift laterally, putting your knee back over the center of your foot. Stable frame, and you turn. And this turn all the way to the corner is going to be count 1. The shift all the way back is going to be count 2. Staying back and turning to the side is count 3. And pouring the weight without turning, putting the knee back in place is count 4. So do that one more time. 1, turning to the corner. Be mindful not to strain your knee. 2, shift back. Same with your knee concern here. As you turn, don't think of twisting, but just turn your belly and nose in the same direction and then shift back. So now we're going to bring the arms in. So your leg that's forward is going to be the same arm that's forward. And then hiding behind that is going to be the backhand. And it's as if you're grasping a little bird with the front palm on the breastbone and the back palm stroking the back of the tail or the back of the sparrow. And we're going to turn with this gesture in the same direction. We're bearing weight. As we shift back, both arms fall in this very relaxed pendular swing. The back arm swings all the way out, palm facing where your heart faces, and the other palm comes up to heart height. Front of your chest. And then as you shift your weight, your wrists stay the same height, the elbows relax, you shift the knee into place, and by the time you finish the turn, your palms are back in the same gesture. So 1 to the corner, 2, both arms fall, pouring the weight, 3, turning the waist and letting the pendular swings continue, And 4, returning to grasp the sparrow's tail. 1, turning to the corner. Again, be mindful to not strain the knee or twist. 2, let the spine hang as your arms fall. 3, swing, comfortable breathing. Head's comfortable on top throughout as you shift to 4. And 1 more cycle. 1, enjoy the deep massage of the waist as you turn, opening and closing the quad. 2, 3, and 4. And come back to the front. Pause. As you shift back, relax your arms. Adjust your toes. And now we'll do the mirror image briefly. So shift to the opposite side. Turn those toes out. Bear weight there and step forward. Align the knee over the front foot. Square the hips. And we'll start with the arms included here. So the palms come up. As we turn into the front leg, the hips turn with the arms. As you shift into the back leg, both arms fall. As you turn to the corner, the arm swings out. Other one to your heart area. And then you return to grasp the sparrow's tail, shifting laterally and then rotating on 1. So 1 to the corner. 2, flowing backwards. 3, rotating and letting the arms keep swinging. And 4, pouring, grasping the sparrow. 1, and you can change the pace a little bit if you want. You can go a little faster, a little slower. Your movements might be a little smaller or bigger. In no cases do you want to feel like you're straining or overstretching. Be aware of the really core principles. Breathing comfortably, head's easy on top of your shoulders, feeling your feet on the ground and the connection from your feet through your waist to your hands, through your whole body and all the movements. And 1 more cycle. Back, to the side, shifting on 3, and here completing as you come to the front. Let your weight shift back, let your arms come to your side. Adjust your feet to parallel. And take a few breaths and notice the sensations in your body. This next Tai Chi movement is called brush knee, twist step, push. And we begin with the bow stance, the 70-30 or 60-40 weight distribution. Front knee over the foot, hips squared to the front, soft in the groin and quad, body upright. And we're going to do the leg work first, which we're going to do with a 7 count. So on count 1, your weight shifts completely forward. You bring your back toes in alongside your front foot, and you balance as best you can. You can leave your toes down for balance. On 2, you place your foot back where it was, shoulder width, toes slightly out. On 3, we shift without turning the waist. All the weight goes back. On 4, as you turn your waist to the side that you're bearing weight in, you draw your toes in, and you're facing slightly to the corner. On 5, you put your foot back where it was, flat. On 6, without turning, you slide your weight across, you put your knee back in a safe position, and on 7, you square the hips to the front. So let's do that 7 count 1 more time. 1, toes come in, balancing. 2, put the foot flat and shift on 3. Turn the waist, draw the toes in on 4, all the weight's on the back leg. 5, without shifting weight, you put the foot flat. This is called the empty step. 6, you shift laterally, align the knee safely. And 7, we square the hips and keep the weight forward. So now we're going to bring the opposite side's arm into play. So if your left leg is forward, your right arm is going to be pushing. And as you shift forward, the leg works the same. 1, the arms don't change. 2, the arms don't change. But on 3, the arm starts to fall in this pendular swing. On 4, as you turn, it continues to swing out to your side, just to shoulder height, not behind you, palm facing out where your heart points. On 5, your wrist relaxes, your elbow sinks, foot's flat. 6, you're shifting, and your elbow is sliding forward so that you're ready on 7 to turn and administer a push. So again, 1, shift forward, no change in the arm. 2, step back, no change in the arm or orientation. 3, you shift back, the arm falls. 4, you turn and the arm swings as you draw your toes into a balanced position. 5, you relax your wrist and elbow and you take a step. 6, the elbow starts sliding in front of the ribs in place, so when you're strong on your front leg, you can turn and push from the ground through your back to your push. One more time with this one hand. Forward, balancing, stepping back, dropping the arm on 3 as you shift, letting it swing out on 4 as you turn and bring the toes in. On 5, you step out, soften the wrist and elbow. On 6, you shift as the elbow gets into place for the push. And 7, the hand opens and we push. Now we're going to bring the opposite arm in, and it's almost a source for counterbalance. It's out to the side in what's called the horseshoe position, slightly forward of the body, elbow pointing laterally, palm facing back. And you continue with the same movements of the legs. 1, stepping forward. Very little change in both arms on 2. And the left arm stays where it is on 3 and you shift back, but the right arm does its swing. And here as you turn and the first arm swings out, the second arm comes up in front of your chest. As we step out, the arm in front of the heart comes to your hip. As you shift, there's a sense of protecting the lower body, blocking. And then when we turn, we administer the push. Brush knee, twist step, push. Again, shifting forward, 1, stepping back, 3, turning on 4, dropping the central channel arm in front of your hip on 5, blocking as you shift, and following through with the push on 7. Good. And we'll do one more cycle. The head is easy, the breath is natural. Feet are being massaged, and that massage flows through your whole body as easily as possible. Blocking, turning, and pushing. As we rest here, we shift the weight back, and we create the mirror image stance. Back toes are out. Shoulder width, toes forward, hips squared, soft qua, and we continue forward on 1, stepping back on 2, the high arm falls on 3, and as we turn, both arms swing one way out to the side, the other palm to the heart. As we take the empty step, protect the hip and then cross the groin as you shift, blocking, pivoting the hips and pushing. And we do a few cycles on your own, balancing. Feel your whole body and feel how you're breathing. Do your best to keep your neck relaxed and always make little modifications for your body. It's best to do a little less and not strain any joints until the body gets more confident and stronger. And we'll do one more cycle. You shift forward on 1, the knees come together, balance. Straight forward on 2, and on 3, you continue facing forward, but the arm falls. Turn to your side, both arms swing, the toes come in. Your hand drops to your hip, the other wrist softens. You block as you shift. You pivot and push. And then we shift the weight back. Come back to shoulder width stance. Take a few breaths and just rest and observe the sensations in the body. Our final Tai Chi movement is called Golden Rooster Stands on One Leg. And this one is really challenging our balance and bringing Tai Chi principles into better postural control. So we begin with just the leg work, and we start with the bow stance, with the knee over the center of the front foot, the hips soft, the body upright, a little more weight on the front leg, 60 or 70%, and the back leg having less. And then we commit fully to the front leg, drawing the back toes in, just to begin with the leg work. So we practice balancing on one leg, then we put the foot back where it was, and as we shift back, we draw the back toes in. And there's no change in orientation in this movement, so we continue to face forward. We step forward without committing weight, foot's flat, pour the weight comfortably, and then draw the back toes in alongside, monitoring our neck, our shoulders, any extra squeezing in the upper body we don't need. We let that relax or sink down. Stepping forward, flat foot, pouring the weight, enjoying the massage, staying soft, and getting used to being relaxed while you stand on one leg. And this can take some time and a lot of practice. And this time we're going to add the arms. So as you come forward, you bring the toes in, but you bring the knee up, and the same knee that rises, the same elbow lines over that foot. The opposite arm goes out to the side. As you step back, your arms relax, and we create the mirror image. As your front knee goes up, the elbow aligns over the knee, and the hand comes in front of your shoulder. The descending hand crosses your body, you pour your weight, and you coordinate the raising of the elbow and the knee and the wrist. The golden rooster stands on one leg. And the key thing here is to be patient and to not try too hard. If we squeeze and try too hard in the upper body, we raise our center of gravity. So we do our best to keep the chest relaxed, the neck relaxed, the breathing comfortable. And it may be that for some time you don't raise your foot off the floor, but you can just keep your foot alongside and gradually improve your balance. So do about 3 more cycles in each direction. Notice how your arms hang. The more relaxed they are, the lower your center of gravity. Let your spine stay soft, gently stretched by these shapes. Relax your jaw, your neck, your face muscles. Comfortable breathing. And 1 more cycle. To the back leg, to the front leg, and then resting, bringing your feet to parallel, and taking a few breaths and just observing the sensations in your body.